Wednesday night, fellas, Mully, Darrell, Steph was cooking.
Steph was definitely cooking. He put the team on his back again. That bench gave him so much energy. They were scrappy. Those guys had the will to win, and they beat a great Clippers team.
I don't know if you young guys have ever seen the movie Tommy Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I see Tommy Boy. Come on.
That was awesome.
I'm not that young, Bully. Come on. But that was
That
awesome.
performance was awesome.
Yes, it definitely
And you know
was.
what? It felt, I know there's no fans in the stands. It felt
A little too late as the Warriors go on a big-time run, and that's probably the biggest win of the season.
Well, really impressive and very similar to the second game of the Portland series, right? They made some adjustments. Offensively, Steph was really aggressive. And then in that last 15 minutes, he got help from everybody.
Yes.
And what was impressive was when Steph got doubled, when he got rid of the ball, it wasn't always the first shot. Maybe it was another pass. And I thought defensively they hung in there. They flipped the script, basically,
Yes, no doubt.
from half to half. Just a really impressive win. And these wins, this makes you a playoff team.
Yes,
Because
sir.
these are all the Portland, the Clippers, two teams we figure are going to be in the playoffs. Warriors came right back at them.
Darrell, that bench, 42-20, they outscored the Clippers bench, and it started with Pascal. And then we're going to look at crunch time here, Darrell. Break this one down. Brad Wanamaker signed over from the Boston Celtics.
Basketball. I thought tonight he guarded Kawhi very well straight up. Offensively, he was a force all night long. And Steve Kerr kept Steph in to start the fourth quarter, right, and was really spotting his minutes, but not too long.
Right.
So we were surprised he stayed in there. The game was in the balance, and that's when they won at the start of that fourth quarter. They built that 6-point lead and never looked back.
In the last clip there, we saw the excitement from Curry, the excitement from Damian Lee. They really wanted to win this game. And as you mentioned, for this young roster, this is big going forward. I know it's an early season win, but you get to split against the Clippers after the way this game started. You lose a tough one Wednesday night. You're down 22. Curry closes the show, but all those other guys, Damian Lee, Mulder, Darrell, what does it mean for those youngsters coming off the bench and contributing to a win like this?
This right here was a team win. You know, I think everybody that checked in the game tonight played well, and they leaned on each other. The starters leaned on the bench, and the bench leaned on the starters to come close the game. So when you guys get chemistry like that and you close games out like that against a good team, these are the best wins ever, I'm telling you.
Well, Steph Curry showed why he's an MVP in this league. Right? He was dominant all night long, but you can't win the game by yourself. Right. And I thought tonight, Steve Kerr went to a different lineup.
Right.
He threw Michael Mulder, Damian Lee into the game for offense, and in turn, they competed on the defensive end. But look at these numbers.
Right.
And I thought, again, look, he's the #1 guy in the scouting report. The Clippers are a great defensive team. Just a few inches, and he made them pay. They were not easy shots he made. 9 for 14 from 3. They were, much of them were contested shots. A lot of credit to the players, of course. But Steve Kerr's got to be really proud of them.
Right.
Because we were sitting there saying, it feels like they're down 25.
Exactly.
But it was 12 and 14, and they made their spurt where they go 52-20.
52-20.
I mean, that's an incredible run right there.
And it's incredible that they scored over 110.5. We talked about that in the pregame.
Who talked about that?
You did, Bully. You called it, Bully. I got to get a Hall of Famer credit. I was looking at them crazy like, wait, you think they're going to score over 110? I'm thinking 105, 107, but they get over 110.5. So if you bet the over, Darrell, you cash that ticket. They score 115 by going on that 52-20 run that closed the show.
Well, he was right. You know, you got to outscore those guys. You know, last game it was an ugly game. It was more of a defensive game. The Clippers came out kind of hot, and the Warriors had to respond. You know, being down 22 early, they had to respond and score a lot of points. You got to outscore them sometimes.
Opportunity knocks, be ready to answer the bell. The Clippers put their guard down.
Sure did.
And the Warriors took full advantage of that.
You know what underrated play in that game was Kent Bazemore getting that reversal on the moving screen.
Oh,
The
yeah.
fire
Well, as we watch this edition of the Warriors, everything is going to be compared to the previous edition of the Warriors. And they came from 20 down all the time, but it was either Steph and Clay, Kevin Durant. They had all that firepower. I didn't know that this edition of the Warriors could come from 22 down and make 23s. But when Wanamaker and Wiggins and Damian Lee and Mulder and all that Curry guy, I guess the firepower's still there.
Given the personnel, this is more impressive to me when it comes to comeback. So I'm going to put this right up there at the top. It started in the third quarter with Steph, and he would just not concede the game.
Yeah.
He's like, this is not over. I have game I have a wet ball. I'm going to use it. And he found openings. They ran some triple screens. They got a little more creative with his offense, and they got him loose, and he was able to knock down some shots. And then at the beginning of the fourth quarter, he was in there. He went out. They let Eric Paschall go to work, and he's working against Zubac. Then they got stops because the Clippers came back and tied. Then they were able to get stops against Kawhi. They shut Kawhi down. That was crazy.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a little multiple choice question here. Which is more impressive, 52 points in the final minutes, 15 minutes, or allowing the Clippers only 20 points in the final 15 minutes? So it's a 52-20 run. Offense or defense more impressive?
I'm going to say the offense is more impressive because they've actually been defending. And we were talking about that before the game. With Draymond back, we kind of expected them to continue how they played last game, last Wednesday, where they were really solid defensively and just struggled to close a few plays here and there defensively. So they were kind of on that uptrend defensively. The offense, Brad Wanamaker knocking down a couple monster threes. Andrew Wiggins, who had been playing really well, knocking down threes after an offensive rebound. Just everybody got in on the act, but they were super decisive with their offense to close. And that's not easy to do. Sometimes things get tight down the stretch. You know what I'm talking about. But everybody played loose. They were decisive. And it wasn't just Steph. Steph got him back in the game. Eric Paschall was going at Zubac, and then everybody else got in on the act. Crazy impressive.
Well, Curry was limited to 5 of 17 and only 13 points in round 1. 38 and 11 with 9 made threes in round 2. They do play the Clippers one more time later in the season, but so far, if LA is the title contender, the Warriors, they're not going to concede anything to any team the way they're playing right now.
Warriors going to be tough, man. This team is getting better and better and better, and we see improvement every single night with this team. And it all starts defensively, right? They started locking in defensively in that third quarter. That's what spurred this run, Darrell. They got after it defensively, and then the offense started working, and they start getting out on the break in transition.
They definitely did. And all good coaches at halftime, the first thing they point out is the field goal percentage. And I know they were shooting in the high 50s, and I'm pretty sure Coach Kerr address that. Like, we have to make these shots a little bit harder for them. We have to get a stop in the rebound, and we have to run in transition. So I think they did a great job of running in transition, sharing the basketball, and then taking them out of their offense and their rhythm.
They got an MVP performance from their MVP, Steph Curry, right? 38 points, 11 assists. But the contributions up and down the roster was incredible. Steve Kerr went to a different lineup. He threw in Damian Lee and Michael Mulder. They made some threes, but also they compete on the defensive end. The team rebounded. And I thought the Clippers got a little relaxed and complacent, you know, a little loosey-goosey. And when you do that with Steph Curry, he's going to make you pay. And tonight with Eric Paschall and the rest of the bench players, they did a great job of helping Steph out. But Steph, again, he was incredible because he didn't have a whole lot of space.
They were
so to put up those numbers against a really good defensive Clipper team is very impressive. 52-20.
Right, 52-20. How about this in the second half? 57% from the Florida Warriors shot, 11 for 22. 50% in the second half. Warriors made 23s, and all let's hear from the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, Steve Kerr, off this big-time win against the LA Clippers.
Hi, Coach. Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. Congrats on the win. How would you describe that game? What just happened?
I think our guys just hung in there. You know, when we were down through most of the first 3 quarters, you know, they kept their energy up. They kept their spirit up. They were pumping each other up on the sidelines, and it just felt like we were on the ropes, but we hung in. And that's I've been telling you guys how much I love coaching this team and coming to practice every day because every guy's all in and fun to be around and totally committed to what we're trying to do. So just a great feeling to hang in there and then catch fire and come out with the win.
You played a lot of minutes without a center tonight, and it worked. Are you finding something with this team in a lot of non-center lineups?
Well, I think Eric Paschall has just been so good that you know he's a modern center, I guess. You know, I mean, there so many games that you watch in the NBA these days are centerless. So we've played Draymond at the 5 for many years. Eric looks like he's found a role in that spot. I thought tonight more than anything we just we just found a spark with that group. Eric kind of led the way, but we got great performances from Kent Bazemore, Brad Wanamaker, D. Lee, Mike Mulder. They all came in ready to play, and they really made a connection, offensively and defensively, and sparked us.
Can you kind of describe what that 3-guard lineup does for your offense?
Which 3-guard lineup?
I think it was Damian Lee and Mulder together with Steph.
Well, it gives us a little better floor spacing. The ability to create some space in the paint. The Clippers are an excellent defensive team. They're long and active and athletic, and if you can't create space, then you're just in a forest of trees out there. So I think that group was able to get some stops, get it out in transition, and open up the game a little bit for us.
Knowing that defenses are going to hound Steph all season, knowing that the Clippers frustrated him, he only had 13 points in the first Clippers game. Why do you think Steph was able to just get free and erupt for 38 points? Well,
number one, because he's Steph Curry. I mean, there's not too much you have to say beyond it's just who Steph is. He's been doing this for many, many years. It's one of the reasons he's two-time MVP, and he's a phenomenal basketball player. And usually with Steph, when he has a tough game, he bounces back the next one. That's as part of his character and part of his competitiveness. So he found something out there. He found some openings and got himself going.
Steve, what goes through your mind when you're down plus 20 tonight, midway the third quarter there? What are you thinking?
Honestly, I'm just thinking, the most important thing for this team is to establish that we're going to compete for 48 minutes. It's still early in the season. We are a team that's coming together, learning one another. So it's the most important thing in my mind at that time was keep fighting, keep competing, don't give in, because it's important for us right now to establish our identity as a team that's going to compete and fight every night and play together and play hard.
Do you think it's possible Kelly Oubre might need like a role change to get himself going?
No, I think the reality is, I've been saying this, because this team is so new to one another, we just haven't found a groove with that starting lineup. It's just been tough to find a flow. So I don't anticipate changing anything. It's so early in the season. I want Kelly to gain some rhythm and some confidence, and he's going to be fine. He's a proven NBA player. He's been doing this for years, and he'll get going.
Coach, this is Doug from Italy. Sorry. Hi. What do you think you can build on a victory like this, in which you came back from down 23, in which your best player played, but also it's a great team effort?
I think the thing we can build from this is our belief and our confidence. We're just an interesting mix of players, this roster. We got some really young guys who don't know anything, James Wiseman being one, somebody who's, I think he's played 12 basketball games since his last high school game. So think about that for a second. And then a couple of new additions in free agency, some young guys, and then, two players in Steph and Draymond who have, multiple championships and have been all-stars. And so it's a really sort of interesting mix, and we've got to find our way. So tonight is a night about building our confidence.
Steve, what was it like for you to have that moment afterwards with Fred Cass, the scorekeeper who's been there so long?
That was such a cool moment. It's just remarkable when you think about how many basketball games Fred has seen and how much he's committed to the Warriors organization. Going back to working games at the Cow Palace. And it was so beautiful to see him out there. He was genuinely thrilled to be on the court with the guys. They signed the game ball, gave it to him. And it was really a beautiful moment. It's the stuff that happens in sports that's I think one of the things that pulls us all towards basketball, towards competition. All the people around the team who help and who are passionate about the game and are part of all this. It was beautiful.
All right, Steve Kerr there. Big important thing we'll talk about later in the show is that he's not going to change the starting lineup. We'll get into Kelly Oubre Jr. a little bit later in the show, but let's look around the Pacific Division because we had action Sunday here in the updated standings here in the Pacific Division. It's going to be a dogfight. Yeah. This might be the best division in basketball. The Lakers right there in first place. The Suns half game back. Warriors sitting there at 5-4. They have a chance to finish this homestand over 500 here. What a big-time win, Darrell, for these Golden State Warriors.
Big-time win. Like I said, a lot to build on, a lot of great film to watch to build, going down rest of these games. So super excited to see what they're going to do next.
Raptors, baby.
Yeah. Incredible comeback win. And look, this is the toughest division in the league. Yeah. And to me, the Warriors are starting to prove that they're a playoff team.
Prove that they belong in that division as well here. Look, this is a great night for the Warriors and a great night for Fred Cass, who retired tonight his last game. And look at the Warriors, such class there, giving him the game ball on his last game as a scorer. Hey, he gets a
get a bucket.
Let's go, baby. More coming up here. Warriors Live. Presented by Toyota. Welcome back to Warriors Postgame Live, presented by Toyota and Fred Cast. We're going to miss him here. A great tweet by Rick Welts, honoring the official scorer for the Golden State Warriors for 58 years. He retired tonight. You see Klay Thompson watching the game. Thank you, Fred. Gonna miss Dappy. They give him the game ball, and as you saw before the break, he made that layup there in front of the team. Really cool stuff. Mully and Darrell, I know you guys have some stories about Fred. What's your memory of Fred Cass?
Yeah, just his longevity, his dedication to the Warriors, all the unsung heroes. He stands for them. There's so many people that go into putting on an NBA game, and Steve Kerr referenced that, and the Warriors do a great job of appreciating them, respecting them, and making them part of the team.
Yes.
And he's been there so long. Like I said, just a calming presence. Always nice to see him there. And I'm sure on a few nights, Steph and Klay drove him crazy because by the time he put his head, they scored 3 more buckets. It was getting too tough for him. These guys score too quick and too easy.
All right. Definitely gave Fred a bunch of dap because every time, the starting lineup come out, I make sure I get everybody on the scoreboard. I just can't imagine how much basketball he's seen, like great basketball players, great stories that he's going to have. So salute to him for, like Mully said, the longevity to be around that long.
We might have to get him in here one night and ask him some of his most memorable moments.
Oh, yeah.
I love
he's
that.
seen
yes,
a lot.
sir.
No doubt. We're going to try to get him on the show on 95.7 The Game for sure because this guy.
We're talking about in here, man.
In here,
Yeah,
too.
get him in
Man, radio. I got to double promote here, Mully. Come on, man. I'm a salesman. Don't you know that by now? But no, he played against Jerry West at Duke. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Jerry
Stories,
West, that's
man.
incredible.
History.
Andre Iguodala still feels like he's a Warrior, man. He's always tweeting during Warrior games. He just tweeted out one word. Whoa.
Are they on the West Coast? I thought he was a sleep expert.
Yeah, I thought he was too. In South Beach, I guess you don't sleep in South Beach here.
All right, Andre.
Cameron Burke joins the crew here, our Warriors reporter. And Cameron, what a night for the Golden State Warriors, and what a night for Steph Curry. 13 points Wednesday night, he scores 38, and he had some tough shots tonight against the Clippers.
Yes, he did. And go back to that number. 13 points in the first game versus the Clippers. You know if Steph is frustrated, he wants to have that bounce-back game. 14 points in this game by halftime. 33 points at the end of the third quarter. And I was watching him erupt. I had to break that down even more. In the last 3 minutes of the third quarter, I got to check my notes. Fences are trying to attack him when they know that they have to key in on him. And he still has these kind of eruptions. And Steve goes, he's Steph Curry? I mean, I think Steve was kind of speechless, too. So there you go, guys. Breaking news. He's Steph Curry, and he did it again.
Steph Curry did it again. He's having an MVP-type run to start the season. Probably in the lead race for Player of the Month in the Western Conference. So, care of good stuff as always. We'll see you on Sunday. What a performance for Steph Curry. But let's look around the NBA here because the Rookie of the Year race is heating up.
The fact that he can knock down an open shot. And just the flashiness he brings to the game. He's exciting, a young, exciting player. I think he has a bright future if he continue to just listen to those leaders on that team and continue to work and get better each and every day.
You come in the NBA as a rookie, you want to make friends? pass the ball.
Yes, sir.
And this kid is tremendous at that. He's got tremendous vision, an incredible game tonight. He's got a gift. He does. He has the vision of the floor. He's got nice size. He sees the play before it happens. And Darrell, you know, as a veteran, if you got a young fella giving the ball up, you're going to make a lot of friends that way.
Sure he will.
Wiseman, LaMelo Ball, Halliburton, Anthony Edwards is going to be a fun race here. Talk about what Wiseman and LaMelo Ball, what can they do to win Rookie of the Year? What does Wiseman need to do here moving forward? The numbers look nice. The assist numbers are not going to be there, but what does he need to do to really separate himself from the pack?
Just be consistent. He's already starting. A lot of these guys are coming off the bench, so he already has the one up on a bunch of guys. So just be consistent. Every night, just bring your hard hat, do whatever the team needs, and win. That's more important than anything. Just win, and I'm pretty sure all the accolades follow behind that.
Yeah, both those players, I think, would be at the top of everyone's list with Halliburton, right? And I think with a lot of these league awards, it comes down to the winning team.
All right.
So with that said, I think James Wiseman's going to have the edge.
Ooh, it's going to be a fun race. That's going to be a fun race, and it's going to be fun following this. He right wants to write down.
He's over here famished.
Chris Mullin, the Hall of Famer, of course, 2006 NBA champ. And look who's breaking protocol here for some wings, baby, down in Magic City. I was in the ATL during the game. Private jet, yeah.
That's why I passed
That's how you passed me,
I
baby.
swung it to Bonte.
You know, hey, shoot or shoot,
Lefty
baby.
to lefty, baby.
Lefty
to lefty.
Hey, don't let me go, man. Give me the extra sauce. Give me the extra garlic butter. I need them all, baby. Lemon peppers, baby. We need them right here. All right, then. Speaking of lemon pepper Lou, Sweet Lou, whatever you want to call him, Lou Will, coming off the bench for the Clippers, longtime Sixth Man of the Year. He gets buckets, but he's starting to look like Father Time maybe creeping up on him. Let's check his game out from tonight. Not a great one. 6 points here, 3 for 6, and we're going to break down the comeback. We're going to make the comeback, not Sweet Lou. I was wondering why we were going to talk about Sweet Lou. He only had 6 points, Zachy, but let's break down the comeback here when the Warriors were down 19 late in the third quarter.
Active hands by Steph, and we talked about getting out in the open floor, getting some easy ones. Here's Steph, one of his 11 assists to Michael Mulder, filling the lane, and one. He made the free throw, easy 3 points in trends. And that's when they were rolling.
Was that a little
Steph
running
starts
man?
dancing. Oh, yeah.
That was a great
beautiful
pass
play
right
here,
there.
Art.
And the IQ of Pascal to set that screen. Damian Lee shoots the ball with a bunch of confidence.
So Sweet Lou, Lemon Pepper Lou, we're hoping passes off that Sixth Man of the Year award to Eric Pascal.
Eric Pascal. EP, baby.
EPMD.
Sixth Man of the Year.
New Yorker,
he's
baby.
playing tough. Hey, Darrell, he's playing tough, man. He had some big baskets. Went to the rack at Zubac a couple times. I mean, this dude is playing out of his mind off the bench.
He definitely is. I love how he uses his body when he gets by those big guys. You know, getting into them, leaning, finishing strong. He's got a bright future, man. I'm surprised he dropped to the second round. Can't lie to you.
He's been so efficient because he takes shot selection is great with him. He takes the pull-up two, he drives all the way to the rim, and he's worked on his three-point shot. That's going to be there playing the backup five. They can't guard him.
We're putting it out there in the stratosphere. The favorite. Welcome back to Warriors Post Game Live, presented by Toyota. As we take a look at the team stat comparison. And Mully, the second half stats, baby. That's what matter here. The Clippers are red hot in the first half. Second half, they shoot 35%, 37% from three. The Warriors in that second half shoot 57% and 50% from the three-point line. 11 for 22.
Totally flipped the script. And as Steve Kerr said, they didn't give up. They didn't hang their heads. They hung in there and played through and then got hot and went on that crazy run.
Let's hear from Eric Pascal, the man of the hour, coming off the bench with 12. Here's Eric Pascal after the Warriors get their biggest win of the season.
How you doing?
Eric,
what up?
Marcus Thompson with The Athletic. It looked like you had set the back pick for Damian Lee on that corner three when Steph threw it from the opposite side. Did you know he was about to make that cross-court pass?
He actually, it's funny you say that. He locked eyes with me and I saw it. So like first of all, it was a hell of a pass. It was left-handed across the court on the money, like hell of a pass. So the whole time I'm looking and I see they're like discombobulated. So I was like, all right, I know D-Lee's behind me. I'm about to set this flare. And then Steph just made a hell of a pass. I mean, left-handed across the court, it's crazy if you look at the play. So yeah, I knew it. I knew he was gonna make that pass.
Wouldn't in that situation normally you would want to swing like top and then swing to the corner?
Yeah, usually like on our pennants it's ball side, but like that's what I'm saying. That pass, like it's very underrated because people don't understand, like left hand, weak hand across the court on the money. So, I locked eyes with him. He saw what's going on, and D-Lee was wide open, so he knocked it down.
CJ Peterson, San Francisco Examiner. Eric, your triple gave you guys a lead earlier in that fourth quarter. I should say kind of more like midway. What is the mentality out there when you guys don't have Steph on the floor, but you guys are still kind of really trying to keep that momentum coming after the 18-2 run in the third? What's your mentality out there with that second unit kind of really trying to keep that pace up?
I would just say playing hard. I mean, to be honest, we playing hard, sharing the ball, bringing energy. I mean, that second group, I feel like we did an amazing job out there. I mean, just playing hard, playing together. Steph with that group was amazing. Y'all saw what he could do. And then he finished the game off. But, again, we playing hard, bringing energy. I mean, I feel like that's something we can do every game. And we're going to continue to build and continue to get better off that. But, I mean, it was a great effort by the whole team and very fun basketball to come back.
Eric, what are you thinking when Paul George is making everything, Serge is making everything, they're up 22 late in the third quarter? What's going through your mind?
I mean, look, they're great players. You can't discard that. I mean, they're going to make shots. So, again, our whole thing was just keep playing hard and see what happens off of that. I mean, and we did. I feel like we just kept playing hard and did some great things. So,
and what's it like when you watch that third quarter end when Steph gets on that roll?
Sometimes I got to remember that I'm his teammate. I mean, I'm so used to watching it on TV, but yeah, sometimes I got to remember, like, hey, hold on, you're playing with Steph. But sometimes you do want to sit there and watch. I'm not gonna lie, it's very entertaining. I mean, I get a front row seat, so I'm not complaining.
Hi, Eric. Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area and Telemundo. Congrats on the win. What does tonight's win specifically do for this group of players?
I feel like it gives us a lot of confidence. I mean, that was a big comeback win. I think it was said in the last 15 minutes, it was 50-20, something like that. So, again, that just shows like what Coach Kerr wants with our defensive ability and the way we play. So, again, I think we played amazing defense down the stretch, and we just got to build on that, to be honest.
Hey, Eric, this is Davide from Italy. Compared to last season, what has changed in terms of the vibe of the team, habits you're building?
We got a lot more vets. We got a lot more dudes that's been around. So I feel like it's been great to just have everybody around, and we got a great group of dudes. I mean, we all get along, and it's just fun. It's fun to play. We got Draymond, Steph leading the way, and then obviously the older vets. But again, I feel like we have a great group, and we're just learning every day.
All right, that's Eric Paschall, who helped the Warriors bench double up on the Clippers 40-20. And we got Drew Schiller.
He's back.
Drew Schiller. I think he's back. He's tweeting though like he's back. Steph Curry from three-point range this season. Of course, the first 3 games. A lot of people were tweeting that Steph Curry's lost the magic. He's not a legend. Well, you see the last 6 games, 46% from the three-point line, 32 out of 69. And let's bring in the Warriors outsiders, Grant Liffman, and I think, is that Drew?
Yep.
He's back.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Congratulations, Poppy.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy Drew. Let's go.
We should be congratulating my wife, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, like remember Game 4, Steph, 2016 West semifinals at the Blazers. I'm here.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Yeah, that's me
That's
right
you?
now. Right now.
No, it isn't.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we showed you the tweet. That was a great tweet, Drew. Some people are getting their Twitter accounts suspended. Others are coming back today and firing away.
I
like that. Thank you.
There we go.
So,
I like it.
on the show
Turn up
tonight,
the
it's
heat.
going to be a throwback show, really. It kind of had those Warriors of the past vibes to it, the way they were playing out there. We're going to have some great friends of the shows of the game tonight, and we have a lot of good clips, and it's going to be a good one. It's a throwback one.
No, I mean, I'm very well rested.
Yes.
I've gotten a lot of sleep the last 3 nights, so I'm really ready to bring the energy, the intensity.
Oh, look at that. Classic he fell asleep joke. Hey, everyone in this studio is a father. That's cool. Why don't you guys talk about it some more? All right, go back to you guys. That's cool.
Warriors Outsiders catch them immediately after the post-game show. Let's take a look at our Toyota drive ahead, and the Toronto Raptors just dropped 144 in the Sacramento Kings up there at the Golden One Center, but they're not playing well at all. 2-6. What's going on with Pascal Siakam? They're not shooting the ball great. I mean, the stats are comparable to the Golden State Warriors, but it's about the record here. Toronto, 2-6. Didn't expect that, Mully, from the Raptors, who were an Eastern Conference threat the last 2 years. Of course, beat the Warriors in the finals just a couple seasons ago. 2-6 so far. Yuck.
Yeah, they've been struggling. I think a lot of those guys that's missing now, Serge Ibaka, Marc Gasol, they're definitely missing those guys right now. So they're still trying to find their way with a different team. So it's going to be a battle when they come in here. I think they're going to try to get back on track. Big win tonight, scoring 144 points. So I think they're going to come in here trying to get another win.
Exactly. Steve Kerr and the Warriors are going to focus on their last game, and they scored 144 at Sacramento. But the Warriors got some great momentum going. They're playing great basketball. Congratulations to Steph Curry. His 50th career game with 8 made threes.
It's incredible.
Okay. Number 2 is another Hall of Fame player, James Harden. He has 21.
Wow.
So that is an incredible, that's what happens. Steph happens. That's how those things happen, games like tonight. So he's been doing his whole career, and tonight just another masterpiece.
How many games you had with 8+ threes, Darrell?
Maybe 4.
I have no idea. Maybe I took 8. I had 3 games, I took 8 threes.
Fred VanVleet will be a nice challenge for Steph Curry. He likes to play Steph Curry.